Hey, happy lunchtime, guys. Happy lunchtime. Look at what I'm eating. Very great mix. Healthy. Big bowl of candy right here. I got blueberries and strawberries and grapes. Healthy stuff. Because I ate some greasy pizza yesterday. But hey, do you guys ever think about there's something I was just thinking about while I was working today about success, and the way our society is so big on success and stuff. But kind of like when we're growing up, they'll tell us oh, you need to surround yourself with successful people so you can learn from them, and you want to try to be find people who are better or more successful than you and stuff, and so they give us this, so we're I need to be around. I need to try to find the people who I can learn from and stuff, so I can learn. I don't need to be with somebody who doesn't know what they're doing. So they have this kind of idea, right, where they talk about stuff like that. But yeah, it's tricky, right? Because they I haven't even really known that many successful people in my life. Where are the successful people? I feel like it's hard to find the successful people. And even if you think about the African American community and stuff, to tell them that or something, right? It's they don't even, they're not putting them with the successful people. They're around not a few African Americans are successful nowadays, right? They're making it out of the poverty, but a lot of times if you look around, a lot of them are still in poverty, and they're the ones riding the buses, and it's so they're not with they're around all the other people that aren't successful, and so they're telling us in society that you need to be around successful people, but they're not making that happen or anything. Society's not really doing that, and I guess it's not that easy. But I don't know, sometimes if you go to the nice area with the corporate offices, one time I saw an older dude in a suit with he was an older white dude with a younger white dude in a suit, and it's they're just passing it on to in their own class and stuff. They're not, it's all siphoned off into these groups, and so there's no the progress of getting people out of poverty is it's there's nothing in our society that's making that happen. They'll try to have affirmative action, but then they'll turn it down, so it's they don't want that. So it's so what is it the history of the people who are successful, their families were successful 200 or 300 years ago, they're just passing that wealth on and just keeping it, they got the society set up to where there's laws against anybody trying to take away their wealth, and so it's just it's all locked down and stuff, right? There's one thing, my ex-wife, she said that there's these schools in Dallas where they'll kind of put poor kids in with the rich kids, and so there's these experiments and stuff that they're doing where they're trying to see how that would work, but it's still at the same time it's I don't know, that's it's just an experiment of they're trying to put people together, but really if someone's family is wealthy and someone's other family is wealthy, what good is putting the kids together in school? I don't know, maybe it shows that those kids from poverty, it's gonna make them more hopeful or get in with the right network, or I don't know. But do you ever think about this kind of stuff? And even here's the thing that's crazy, those super wealthy families, I've seen documentaries about them, the Rothschilds and some of them, they do incest and stuff. They'll have sex with their cousins and keep it all, they don't even want to they want to keep their wealth all within their family, where they won't even mate outside of their family. It's crazy, some of this shit. So I don't know, it's a lot to think about, but it's something something's locked down or something, right? There's not something, if they're going to tell people that you need to find successful people to be around, but it's they're putting so much weight on success in our society, right? But they're not doing the things that they're telling you. If they tell you to do that, to find successful people, they need to make a way for that to happen. They can't just say, oh, you surround yourself with people more successful than you, but it's not, you can say that all day long, but if there's nothing in place that's making that happen, then what are you gonna do? Anyways, you guys have a good afternoon. You know, don't stress about it too much. But yeah, I got a lot of this crazy shit goes on in my brain, so I gotta get it out. You know. But yeah, take care. I'll talk to you soon.